Welcome, guys. My name is Lucia Hoxha. I'm professional lifestyle coach, also mum of beautiful two little girls. And I guess I would describe myself as someone who loves to be a stand for people to live the life they love, whatever that means to them. Some of you know me, to some of you, I'm introducing myself newly. For those of you who know me, I haven't been on a screen for a little while. Actually, I was looking at the dates, and the last time I was streaming, I think it was July or end of summer 2019. Ever since I became a mum and I dedicated all this time to be with my babies, and I actually thought that I'm going to take a 3-year break and not do nothing. But the truth is that if you do something you're passionate about and it's actually your purpose, it calls you. So between you and me, I was still there coaching during my first contractions, and I never stopped. But I haven't been on a camera. And I'm back now. So for those of you who used to watch us, guys, we are going to do this again. We are going to be bringing you value. We are going to be talking about things that matter in life. We are going to give you space to share, to ask the questions, to ask what do you care about, what would you like to be talked about, what is happening in your life. This is really just an open space, so none of us is kind of suffering alone. And I'm so glad we've got this online space, because with the online space we can really connect no matter what is happening in the world, right? So, hi guys, and for those of you who are joining us, hi Tia, live, welcome. For those of you who are watching us later on from recording, welcome also. Today, what we are going to talk about is foundations for a happy life. Now, it is very, very broad subject. Would you agree? And a lot of people are talking about happiness, and throughout the history, human beings are well known for seeking that something that is going to fulfill the void, whatever the void is. And often many of us find ourselves in a situation where we do you know that feeling like something is missing, but we can't put the finger on it, but there is something that is missing? And we find all sorts of ways to fill the hole, whether it's food, whether it's alcohol, whether it's cigarette, whether we are working too hard, or just simply, finding ways how to feel better. We supplement it with materialistic things. I had one of my friends who was buying nail varnishes every time she was depressed. So we all find a coping mechanism how to deal with maybe that's something that might be missing in our life without realizing it, how we can do something about it. Hi Bea, hi everyone who is joining. Hi guys, feel free to send me a message. If you can hear me also, I would really appreciate if you send me a thumbs up. But hopefully all is well. I'm sorry about lightning. Today my light went off. Never mind. Next time will be greater. It's not about perfection, is it? But again, before we go into this subject, I would like to welcome you all, and I also would like to say I'm so glad that I'm here with you, that I'm back. We will be doing this every other Saturday. I will try to stream in English one week, or once in English and in 2 weeks' time in my native Slovak language. And really, this is the platform that I will be streaming on, and I will be sharing, or you can share also if you find any of this useful for you. But today we are talking about foundation of happy life. Of course, it's very broad subject, and we can talk about it forever from different angles with all sorts of perspective. But today I kind of try to simplify it. And so let's have a look. I've got a little notes for you, believe it or not. Also, this all will be in articles, so if you would like to have a newsletter, let me know. Yeah, so first of all, how do we know when we kind of lost the sense for lost the sense of fulfillment in life, when we kind of lost the track, so called. So here are the little signs that I have noticed in my experience. Is the feeling that you're feeling kind of lost in life in terms of your lack of focus. You don't know what's your direction. You maybe wake up in the morning and thinking, is this it? Like, is this what my life is going to be for the rest of my life? Or is there something else, something better? Then also you stop taking care of yourself. That's another sign. You know, when you just like give up and suddenly you put on so much weight and you don't care, you even start smoking even though you gave up 10 years ago. Those are all the signs that you kind of like you gave up on self-care. But I'm not talking about brushing your teeth, I'm talking about broader sense of self-care. Also, what happens often is that you experience ongoing frustration and feeling of being drained. So you have a lack of energy and you are kind of just surviving the day. With other words, I'm talking about, survival. So rather than enjoying life and living it fully with enjoyment, with that sense that I've got something to look forward to, you are just kind of muddling it through, thinking, God, I wish to be at home back from work. Is very flat. And I'm really glad we are talking about this subject right now, because a lot of people who I'm speaking to are feeling this level of flatness. So this level of maybe coronavirus as well, there's lack of human connection. A lot of things are happening, challenging things. We are more spending time alone. We have more time to think. So very naturally, we are kind of starting to drift in this kind of disillusion about life. So these videos will be fairly short because I'm a mom now, so I'm trying to get to the point. But guys, if you want to ask me anything, or if you even say like, yeah, I'm sensing like a little bit of drain or a little bit of feeling, don't feel energetic, can't be bothered to, like, I'm procrastinating things. Those are also some of the signs. If you don't feel like writing things in the comments, you can even send me a personal message. I will be very happy to talk to you. Okay, so what are the foundations for a happy life? So first, what I distinguish is finding your purpose and your vision. Because once we have that thing when you wake up in the morning and when you know you're aiming somewhere, you have a sense of excitement, sense of direction, sense of accomplishment, right? Like starting something, continuing, building up on it and completing it and having a joy from doing it. And it really doesn't matter whether it's your garden you started planting flowers in, or whether it's some drawing or something, but it needs to be something that excites you. And if it's work, great. If work is not that, maybe consider trying to figure out what fulfills you. What are the things that light you up? What are the things that you can wake up in the middle of night and genuinely, honestly say, I fancy this now, doing this, let's do it, What lights you up when you're talking about it with your friends, when you're sharing about it? What your friends say, like, oh my God, your face brightens up when you're talking about it. Very, very important, guys, having that something. A lot of people don't have it. A lot of people think, well, I don't know, like, I know a lot of people like cycling, but I'm not really that great on cycling. It's just bicycle. It's okay, it takes time to discover, to develop your own sense of passion and purpose. It's a whole long journey, but the more, and I won't go into the details of it, but the more you will reconnect with yourself, even starting with something simple like, talking with your siblings or even with your husband. What did I used to like when I was a child? What, what did I used to enjoy? I know that recently I went back to roller skating, and it is something that I used to do when I was a kid. I mean, it was completely different kind of roller skates then, but it starts with a little thing, and then you go, oh my God, I forgot how good this feels like, yeah, and then you maybe do it again, and then maybe throughout that you find new connections, new friends, and one thing leads to another, but it's a start, okay? So that's first point: purpose and a vision. And yes, ask yourself, what kind of things do I look forward to? A lot of us even lost the sense of allowing ourselves to feel. I know it sounds strange, but we are so conditioned to do, go, 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 whether in work environment and many of us at home as well. And, we just don't have a time to feel. And because we don't have a time to feel, we often get to that place like, oh, I don't have a clue what I like. How do you know what you like when you don't allow yourself to feel what you like? Yeah. So allowing yourself to feel comes maybe even before that. Okay, that's a little something that I didn't have in my notes, but I thought it's very important to mention. So the second point I have here is a personal care, and what I mean is, when you lay down on your pillow at the end of the night, or at the end of the day, are you satisfied the way of who you've been being during the day? With other words, are you proud about who you are in situations, and in any situation, whether it's just basic food shopping or it has been something actually challenging that has been happening in the day in your life, the way you responded to cause, to challenges, to people who maybe weren't your cup of tea. How do you finish your day? Is it that great feeling like, yeah, hand on my heart, I done absolutely my best and I simply couldn't? Maybe there is things that I can improve, but I'm really, really proud of myself, how I handled this. So are you lying down with that sense of satisfaction? And also, whatever you do and who you are being, is that in line with your core values? Yeah. And again, what are your core values? Are you able to tell me? Like, if I ask you, give me your 3 things that you really, really care about and that are important to you in terms of your values, would you be able to share those with me? So for me not to be conceptual and just talk to theory, one of my core values absolutely is love. Simple as that. And love includes all those other things like tolerance, like care, like humanity, like, for me anyway, in my world. So my question every day is, am I acting from the space of love in this situation? When I'm being like stroppy with my husband and I'm feeling tired and grumpy and I'm like on the edge because I'm just like a little volcano that is almost anytime ready to explode. Am I being who I am choosing to be? And it's okay, nobody's perfect. I'm totally can explode on my husband. But it's so great to catch myself like, oh, what is really going on with me? And the key is a compassion. Yeah. So the key is to really feel compassion with where you're at, first of all, what situation you are dealing with, and then it's almost like talking to yourself like you would talk to a child. Like, what's going on, Lucia? What are you really feeling? What is happening in your world? What do you actually need right now? Yeah. And in that situation with my husband, it probably wouldn't be the case, or wouldn't be that I'm really angry because he didn't take the bin out. Yeah. It would be probably something like, my story about everything being on my shoulders and me being a victim of whatever that, and my actual worry and fear that if I keep on going, like rushing, non-stop, I will burn out and I will get sick, and who will look after kids? So there are the fears, and there is also a story. So really, that's what is talking. So when I talk to myself as I would talk to a child that I love and care about, like really with that level of compassion, then my inner child would probably say something like, sweetheart, you really need a break. So it's not about your husband, this is about you. And what can we do right now? Okay, so maybe right now you just take a 5-minute breather, get a cup of tea, and then after that you get on with whatever is urgent and important for you. And then, let's create some space and time where you can sleep, for example. Yeah. So very, very, very important. Third point here, I can talk forever, but I'm trying to give you just the kind of snippets and examples and trying to get to the point so this streaming is not too long, and at the same time that you get as much value as possible from it. If that makes sense, guys, send me a thumbs up. If you've ever been in a situation where you've been angry, frustrated, and you knew it's not about someone else, you knew it's something to do with you, but it felt good in that moment to be pissed off with that other person. Normally it's our partner, by the way, because they often forgive us. Send me hands up or send me a comment. I would love to hear whether I'm not the only one. Okay, let's keep on going. The third point I have here, and we are talking about foundations of happy life, is a positive reinforcement and support. And what I mean by that is really the environment you surround yourself with, is the group of people you are spending a lot of time with. And that can be family, that can be your work colleagues, that can be, thanks Bea, that's great. I'm glad I'm not alone. That can be your colleagues, that can be, but basically is friends. That can be people who you're spending plenty of time with. And now, if you hand on your heart, if you ask yourself, well, these people who surround me every day and the conversations I'm having with them, are these people who are really positively reinforcing me? With other words, are these people who, after the conversation or any kind of interaction with them, I'm feeling that I'm getting nice feeling from. I'm getting the feeling that anything is possible, or are they reminding me of who I really, really am? Even if I'm stroppy and angry and tired and moaning, but are they those kind of people who are surrounding me, the ones that always bring me back to who I really am? Which, by the way, in our very core, I really believe that when we strip all those layers, just like children, what's left is love, and very pure, unconditional love. So do our people around us see us this way? Do we have those kind of people? Do we have a people when you come up with a new project, or maybe it's coronavirus, I would like to start a business, or try, I'm on a furlough, so I have a little bit of time in my hands. Do you have a people who will tell you, oh God, don't, because I did and it's doom and gloom, you will get burned? Or do you have a people who will say, yeah, absolutely. I think you're totally capable of it. And do you know what? Let me know what you need. Like if there is anything I can support you, maybe a weekly call to see, like to hold you accountable, to see how you're doing, or let me know how you're doing. I would love, do you have a people who actually wish for your success, and do you have that regular support? So that's very, very important and question for you maybe. And if you don't have this kind of people, and you feel that kind of a loner in the world, you are not alone. There's a lot of people out there, but please, please don't be alone. This is one of the reasons why I'm doing these streamings, so none of us is alone in any kind of whatever we are dealing with. And trust me, I heard a lot and all sorts of things in the last 17 years or so. I think it's coming up. I stopped counting. Okay. And last, fourth thing, is it last one? I don't know. I'm looking at my notes. I think it is. So fourth thing that I want to mention, what actually is a foundation for me for a happy life, is a sense of life satisfaction as a whole and accomplishments. And now, be careful. Our value doesn't matter whether we own BMW, brand new, I don't even know what brand is it, brand new BMW, but whether we own what we own or what we wear or what, that's not our value. But sense of accomplishment, whatever sense of accomplishment means to you. And for someone, it can be building a water fountains and for children in Africa or elephants. For someone, sense of accomplishment can be simply that we appreciate ourselves for amazing mothers that we are. Not perfect, but good enough. Because good enough is good enough. Yeah? Or it can be that you just done some good deed in the shop, or even like the gentleman in Tesco was not very nice too, but you didn't respond with that level of similar aggression, or whatever it is. But what I'm talking about is sense of accomplishment. So you can, I suppose it's connected with the previous point, so you can lie down in bed in the evening and feel great about yourself, about the kind of human being that you are. It's also connected with something that is very important. And for that, I have one question. God forbid, if anything happened, and life is really full of surprises and very uncertain, if anything happens to you tomorrow, would you be okay to leave this world? Or is there anything that you would like to say, anyone to call, apologize, or would you have any regrets? Is there anything that is unfinished? Or is there anything that you wanted to try in life, but you didn't? Because you had a conversation about it being not enough time, and I don't have a money, and one day, someday, after everything is settled and handled in my life, I will try, I don't know, skydiving. Yeah? Okay, so very, very important is being in a conversation, call it being in a yes conversation with life, with the world, with opportunities. Really, when we feel the universe knocking, and when we really quieten ourselves and allow ourselves to quieten down enough, we will hear those little knocks, I promise you. And it's just the question whether we act on it or we let it pass by. And for that, we need to quieten down enough to listen and to be open to be contributed from someone up there. I really believe that. Okay, so hopefully that is giving you something. Thank you for your hearts. And maybe yeah, there are a couple more comments I put here in terms of accomplishments. Connected with that is also, do you feel often drained and feel like you have nothing left to give? Or do you feel like you've got abundance of love and you just want to share your happiness with others? And that's a very, very good way to look at it. And how full is your glass? Do you know even how to fill up your glass, or you are running on this little bit of residual of your battery, just like on your phone? Yeah. And what to do with it? How do we, manage our energy? How to even look at what is taking my energy away? Well, for that, we need to start with more of a conscious living in now, and start maybe having the conversations about things that matter. So I know in today's video I'm not giving you answers, but I'm hopefully planting a little seeds that maybe with some of you, maybe some of them, or maybe even one might resonate with, and if even one of you take it away with you and think, actually that was really interesting, I never thought about it to the degree, or I never even talked about it, please speak about it with people who you feel the support from. Maybe even start, do you know what, today I was hearing this girl on a Facebook, and she said very interesting things. She said, well, do I know what I really like? And I realized that I don't. I know what I used to like as a child, but I forgot about it and I never spoke. A child is gone. Yeah. So speak about it, share about it, and start surrounding yourself. Many of you already are, with things that feed you and feed your soul on regular basis. And maybe last point is, do you feel that people take more from you than they give you? That's another kind of sign where we feel that we are not really in line. We are not really in our natural flow. So to wrap up the whole thing, guys, I just want to say, in life, I think one of the keys to a happy life is that it really helps when we always have something to look forward to. And when I say something to look forward to, it can be anything. It really can be, earlier today, just before this streaming, me and my husband, we went with the kids, and first time, a year and a half now, first time we took them to the shopping center. And not shopping center, just a little shop, because we try not to take them to big spaces yet. But, we took them, and it was quite quiet, and it was just amazing. This excitement. They've been looking at the shelves and all these sweets, and they've been really nice. They didn't destroy anything, and they like a little M&M, statue there, little cartoon thing. And Eliana was climbing every single ladder, and it was just amazing. And we bought them a little, little crisps, or, kids crisps on the way home, and we put them on our shoulders because they couldn't walk so much anymore. They've been exhausted at the end. And they've been, walking with their little pom bears. And I was just like, there is so many ways how we can spice up our life. And it doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't have to be with kids. It can be, many of you, I know I was on my journey towards motherhood for 11 years. So these joys, what I have with the kids, are my additional joys in my life. But, also learning how to enjoy our own company, how to, even when we are single, how to say, hey, so what? I'm here in this flat on my own. What, how can I bring the joy to my heart right now? And for that, it's great to start to allowing yourself to feel, and start talking to yourself in such a way that is loving, that is caring, that is nurturing, and really with this gentle feminine energy. So yeah, let me know, guys, if any of this resonates. I thank you very much for spending this time with me. I know you could have spent it all sorts of ways. So thank you, thank you. Any comments, any questions, let me know. I will love to hear from you. Share this video if you found anything that is useful with your friends, or it would be even great to connect with someone who is supportive, good friend or someone, and discuss these things. Ask yourself these questions, and start the conversation about things that matter to you in life, because the fact is, if we don't talk about it, we keep ourselves to ourselves in our own heads, nothing will ever change. There will be same old conversations, same old patterns, and really then the feeling is that we are feeling kind of trapped or stuck in life. But in fact, every single day is a new day, and every single morning brings us opportunity for love, joy, connections, whatever we choose. We just need to choose it. Thank you so much, guys. Any questions or any tips for a comments, or what would you like to talk about in our next streamings, with next one being in 2 weeks time? Let me know, send me a personal message, or even send a comment, whatever works for you best. Guys, I wish you beautiful beginning of spring. I feel it everywhere now. So let's enjoy this first rays of sun. Lots of love to you all.